All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market. Now, I've already posted the swing days of the week plus the hours for today yesterday. All right, so by Sunday I already posted them. So I'm just going to do the video and we should be done. The reason I did that is because I kind of start the day a bit faster. Now, here, as you see, we've got gold breaking out. Remember here we said, this could go both ways, but if we break out, obviously we've got room to go up. Okay, so that's how the market went up and away, and that's it. Now, remember, when it looks like we might be in for a bit of a retracement. So what we can do is two things. The market is still uptrending. There's no sign that this market is going to retrace at the moment. Okay. But what we can do from an astro point of view is time when we want to do something. All right. So last week, this is how Friday worked out. Now, remember, Friday they had a news day and the market went up and down. I said it would be a bit choppy, and that's how it panned out. And I said we should get we should get a volatile move after that. And I said the market should stabilize around here and then move in that direction. So what do we got now? So I'll put the astrals already. What you should be looking out for really today is this 7 o'clock my time, which is here. All right. I've also posted a link on how you can track the hours much easier on the website. All right. So if you go into the daily location, you'll find a time converter there, worldtimebuddy.com. So if you use that, you can put your place in there and then you can put UTC +3, my time zone, and then you'll get these in your time zone. It should not be a problem. Right. So this is what's going on here, as you can see. Now with gold, this is the first astro hour of the day. All right. So we might have the market pushing up a little bit into here, testing the highs of last week. So what we want to do is this is the high of last week. I'll put that in perspective. Let's also see what the low was. That's the low of Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday is all the way back here. So this is going to be the low of last week. All right. So the high of the week and the low of the week is here. So the market might want to just sweep these and then push down to retest, and that's fine. That level is 2079, and 2079 is all the way down here. All right, so I don't see it going there obviously in one day, but the market should do a bit of a retracement since we've got no targets up here. It's all done deal. And on the monthly, this is a breakout. So 66 is a good buy kiss. So 2,140 is a level the market might retrace to, and that's here, 2,140. Right, so this, including 2,140, is around here. All right, so this is one zone the market can come back into there. All right, why? That's the weekly pivot. That's 2,041. Let's say, let me just put that in there. All right, 2,141. A bit more higher there, basically. All right, so we've got a bit of a retracement to go. If the market comes up into an astro hour, okay, selling is okay, but you just have to be really careful because the trend is still up. Okay, so as you can see, we've got higher highs happening all the time. The gaps are filled here. All right, so the market's filled in the gaps. It hasn't made a lower low yet, but if it sells off again, so it's like a 1 push, 2 push, 3 push sell off, it's doable. On the daily, it's like something you don't want to stand in front of. Okay, so it's a bit tricky. Be mindful on gold. Let's take a look at SP 500. Sorry, euro dollar. This is the euro dollar. Now then, on the weekly, as you can see, we've done the targets on the PSD, and I said these were legitimate targets. If you're using your ATAM strategy, you get these prices so you know where you're going to get to, and the market's already done that. So we're all good honky-dory. All right. Now this, as you can see, is a zone where the market sold off before. So we're interested in selling here. And we've got a nice little divergence here on the daily. Okay. So as you can see, the price is back up. And we've got a divergence that will help us to kind of like push it back down. So what do we want to do? Let's see where we can sell off. Once again, guys, as you can see, you got to know where you know what your highs and lows are, because those are going to be the levels where they start sweeping stops. Okay, that's where they sweep, and then the low of last week, that's always Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, is there. Okay, let me actually just put these days on here on automatic. Just bear with me. All right, so here we are. Okay, so I've got the days here, as you can see at the top. That just makes life a little easier for us. And let's bring this back into the 15-minute. Let's do the 1 hour. So I've got the high of last week up here. And the low here is on a Monday. This is the low of the week, last week. So we've got a nice range here. Okay, now the first Astro hour for the day is here, 4:15. Sorry, 5:15, not 4:15. There. All right. So this is the first zone here, as you can see. So the market pushing down into this zone is okay. Selling the highs is okay. As you can see, there are no gaps here. It's all filled out nice and easy, and that's it. Okay. So if anybody wants to sell here, you can push it down into there if that's what you want, or you're going to have to wait. When's a good time to wait for this? This will probably push until 11, which is 10 o'clock here on the platform, which is London opening here. All right, so here we've got 10:05 on the platform, which is 11:05 Astro hour, which I've posted. All right, so if the market is selling off, this is not a bad spot to push down into, as you can see. So this is the closing, that's the daily pivot, and that's the low of Friday. And then we've got, as you can see below, the white line I drew here is the low of last week. So maybe the market will push down. So selling this, if the market goes up, is not a bad idea. Euro dollar is pretty nice and clear. We still have maybe just, let me just push this up a little bit, maybe 61, 63. If the market breaks out, don't stand in front of it. Wait for 1.10, 1036. Let's put them up there. Okay, 1003 is here. And I'm just going to do this differently so that we don't get confused with the highs and the lows. Let's just do this. Okay, that's that. 1036 is there. All right, so if the market does break higher, don't rush into it. Just wait either for this or that at Astro hours to sell off. And like I said, if you want to sell here as well, you can just push it down as well from here. Now, this is a bit of a sandwich zone, as you can see. Why? Because the closing, okay, and the pivot, but because that's an Astro hour, we're either going to break this way or that way. So what you can do is just sell here with a tight stop loss, or wait for the breakdown, pull up, sell off. This will be your first target, low of Friday. All right, so let's take a look at the daily on this one. And like I said, we've got room to come down. So 62 is a target, 1.0909. So we can push that into 0909, which is about here, which is right on the weekly pivot. All right, so this is going to be a zone where we want to keep an eye out for. If this breaks down, obviously, we'll have more room to go down. 1.0826, that's a bit far out, but as you can see, that's the low of last week. All right, so still, those are targets that are doable. All right, and that's that. So let's take a look at the SP500. Here's SP500. Now, SP500 here, as you can see, on Friday. That's the high of the week, low of the week. Let's get this here. Turn this into a 15-minute chart. All right, this is where we're at. Okay, so as you can see, this is a nice dip down. The market goes below the low of Friday. We've got room to come down. If you check this out on the daily, okay, as you can see, this has got room to come down. So we could flow down. This is breaking down. So 51, 52 are going to be targets, which is 5,072.79, 5,072 is down here, 72.79. That's the first target here, all right, which is fine, okay. And as you can see, that's on the daily, all right. There's still a bit more room to come down there. On the weekly, that blue line is 71, which is 5,070, okay, and 62 there. So we've got 5,000. Let's bring this down to 5,070. All right, so this is your kill zone. And we also have 62, 5,062. So this is the zone the market should be targeting. So if we go up into an Astro hour, the important hour, like I said, today, what you want to be looking out for in the New York session will be 3 o'clock, which is 2 o'clock here. Whoops. All right. That's 2 o'clock. And we've got 3 o'clock, which is going to be right on there. Okay, right on New York opening there. This is also an important, when New York opens, it will be important. So be careful. All right, I hope that makes things a little clear. Why? Because you might have a sharp move up. And once we have a sharp move up, right, this could be like, this could go either way. If it goes up, you want to be a seller. If it pushes down, don't stand in front of it, at least until you get to the targets. The swing days, I've already posted them, like I said. So, Monday, we could end up somewhere high to sell in. So it could be like a push up and then, head into Wednesday, retracement, and then a Friday, again, an up wave, and then kind of like waving up and down on those days. So just be mindful with the Astro hours plus the days, so that you're kind of like in sync. All right, you've got to be in sync with the market. Okay, and that's how it is. So let's do this. That's the SP 500, right? So we don't mind selling off. If the market goes up, I think selling is not a bad idea at all. Just don't do it at the time levels where there's support. Okay, try to sell high like on a resistance. This is already broken out, by the way. Okay, and the first Astro hour of today is 5:15 my time, which is 4:15 here, and that's there. All right. So ideally, we should have sold off here, okay, to push down. Okay, but never mind. Once you miss something, don't run after it, obviously. Okay. Also, you can trade the SP 500 in the New York time zone. It's not a problem. You can just wait for that one. That's no big deal. All right. So let's take a look at Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin. Now with Dow Jones, same kind of thing. Dow Jones acted really nicely, actually. So if you're using your ATAM strategy, you would have been just fine on that one because they sold exactly on the line. And I did say before, Dow Jones is acting more rationally than the others. Okay, so as you can see, that's a beautiful right on the line on Friday, despite the news. So that was a perfect sell-off, as you can see. And now the market's selling again as well. And that's fine because that's the kind of direction we want to be heading towards. So if the market pushes up, okay, we can sell off again. That's the high of last week. As you can see, I think that's the high of last week. Let's just do this. Okay. Yeah, looks like the high of last week is there. So that's your high. That's your high there. All right, so if the market pushes up a little bit, and there are no gaps here, like if it goes up into the daily, weekly closing price here, you just knock it down at an Astro hour, and that's fine. You should be okay to do that. Okay. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ is got to be the same kind of thing, as you can see. Now, look, I don't always say it, but you know what we're doing here. So these are your targets, right? 47, 45, and these are your prices for that. So we should head down into 17,828, 772. All right, 17,828. 828, 772. All right, so we should be heading towards this zone here. Those are your target zones, and that's fine. All right, so if we like head back up, selling is not a bad idea. As you can see, there's just a little bit of a gap here. Maybe the market will fill in. But in New York, you know, we're either going to be somewhere low. If we're low, the market will want to take it up to sell. If we're up somewhere, maybe we'll just do a higher high and then sell off. But that's the direction that we want to be following through, as you can see here. All right, so this zone, okay, it's like pretty much done. Okay, push one, push two, push three, bang, and we should head down. On the weekly, as you can see as well, the first support is 64. That's 17,789. That's going to be an important level, 17,789. If it breaks this zone, yeah, we just keep selling 17,789 here. Right, so this zone is a target zone, which is just fine. Okay, and that's that. So in New York, if we're up, you can push into there. If the market comes down here, there's bound to be some support here to go up, but they'll probably sell off again, okay, and push down because the market's been so aggressively going up, as you can see. Now, on the monthly, that's 60 there, so we could come back down as far as 16,664. Okay, so targeting these zones for us, I think, is like important, and the market should find itself back here, yeah, or even down here. We'll see how that pans out once we get down to here. And on the daily, you can see there's a huge divergence, so you really want to be selling off on that one at the Astro hours when the market comes up. Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, there's two zones. I said, you know, I wouldn't be buying from the highs. Okay, one is here. As you can see, it's broken out again here, and it's closed higher on this week. So I don't know. We'll have to just sit and wait on this one. Okay. If you're just day trading it, I did say on the pullbacks you can go long, but you know, give it a bit of breathing space. As you can see, it's getting pretty choppy here. All right. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like me, this is not for me. Okay. But if you want to trade it, just do this. Definitely use a stop loss. Why? Because we're so high. When the market makes higher highs, okay, it's bound to have a retracement. They're going to pull it back sometime. And what you don't want to be doing is getting stuck with a bunch of coins in your hand and everybody's offloading. Let me just do this. Template was just the weekly, yeah. Okay, so what you don't want to be doing is just having the market offload everything and you're stuck with the goods in your hand at a higher price, like a lot of people got wasted here. So just understand this has to come back. All right, if you're a buy and hold kind of person, you have not missed out on anything. This will have to come back sooner or later. It will. There's no denying it. You just have to be ready and watching it to get back into it, even possibly into here. We'll see. All right, so if you're a buy and hold kind of guy, you can wait for the mid-range to just come back. If you're day trading this, then obviously because of the closing higher, what you can do is wait for a pullback to go back up. Where from? Well, the low of last week. You can check that out. Let's do a 1 hour. Okay, so that's the high. And that's the weekend. And well, it's down here, isn't it? There you go. So the market may push all the way back down here, but I wouldn't be a buyer up here. If you're going to buy it, do it where they bought before. So one zone is going to be here. That's for day trading, obviously not buy and hold. Okay, so if we're at Astro hours here, you want to push up a little bit like an intraday trade, it's doable. Just be mindful, this could get a little choppy with the gap here, and the market can push down into this zone and then buy too. So just do things at the Astro hour at the right price and time. Okay. But like this is like tricky stuff. Okay.